I will keep watching you from a distance, but be wary. One failure and I will take the Miracle Box back.
Despite being the one calling the shots for her fellow Miraculous wielders, Marinette spent the earliest seasons as a stickler for the rules. She recognized the importance of following in the footsteps of her predecessors who were required to adhere to strict mandates, and training to receive their Miraculouses in times of trouble. In Marinette's case, she only had Master Fu's advice to abide by, but his rules were law, and she did everything she could to maintain them until she became the guardian of the Chinese Miracle Box. Now that so much has changed going into the 6th season, including Marinette herself, she seems willing to bend the truth and break the rules when necessary. With so much resting on her shoulders and new villains to worry about, plenty of things could push Marinette to break previous rules, which I'll discuss in today's video.
It will come after me, sparing the city and its inhabitants.
But what if it catches up with you this time?
Number 1, a new Miraculous wielder. When we first meet Su-Han, he explains how disciplined and practical the Order of Guardians is. They're a disciplined organization that takes caring for the Miraculouses seriously, so they're meticulous about who handles the magical jewels. More often than not, the Guardians only provide Miraculouses when the world is in dire need, meaning centuries may pass before a Miraculous leaves the Miracle Box. Each time, they might be in a different part of the world. The Guardians seem to be careful about who they choose, as they don't want more supervillains like Monarch. We know that one of their requirements is that wielders must be adults, likely so they can access the full range of a Miraculous's abilities without putting harm on their body. We can glean the type of people the Guardians looked for in wielders by examining significant people throughout history. For example, Joan d'Arc used the Ladybug Miraculous, and Lafayette used the Eagle Miraculous. These are significant people in history who have helped shape the flow of the main timeline. So it's clear that the Guardians choose people who are likely to become war heroes or historical figures with or without a Miraculous. Since Master Fu became the guardian of the Miracle Box when he was 12 and Marinette a teenager after him, they weren't adequately trained by the Guardians. They don't know the expectations and requirements necessary for Miraculous wielders, so when choosing heroes to help Ladybug and Cat Noir, they focus primarily on matching a Kwami with a wielder with a complementary personality. They also valued traits like loyalty and trust, meaning Marinette gave the Miraculouses to her closest friends, people she knew in real life and who were her age. Su-Han explains that this method is wrong in the 4th season, but Marinette doesn't seem to care when she returns the Miraculouses to their wielders at the end of the 5th season. If she ever needed to replace one of them or find another person worthy of caring for a Miraculous, she is just as likely to choose an inexperienced and untrained classmate, who she knows personally, further breaking the Guardians' rules.
I would have preferred to live with my parents and be with other children my age. I didn't want to be a guardian of anything.
Number 2, revealing her identity. When Miraculous Ladybug premiered over a decade ago, the main pitch that had everyone hooked was that these two heroes, Marinette as Ladybug and Adrian as Cat Noir, were in love with one another, but their secret identities prevented them from realizing the truth. Despite how complicated it could be, the love square had audiences hooked from the start. It allowed the series to thrive as a romantic comedy. It gave the audience a reason to return each week for new episodes, even though the episode formula remained repetitive throughout the series. In all regards, the love square was a win, but that was only made possible by Marinette and Adrian having double lives and heroic identities they could hide behind. To ensure that the love square remained relevant for several seasons, Ladybug and Cat Noir had one rule that prevented them from sharing their secret identities with other people. All Miraculous wielders were required to keep their identities a secret, as sharing them could put them and their loved ones in immediate danger should Hawkmoth uncover them. But this was especially true for Ladybug and Cat Noir, as their Miraculouses hold the key to changing the universe. For 3 seasons, Marinette refused to tell anyone about her double life, especially Cat Noir, who regularly begged to know who Ladybug was beneath the mask. However, her responsibilities became too much to bear in the 4th season, so Marinette broke the greatest rule and told Alia about her life as Ladybug. Since then, several others have also learned the truth, including Gabriel Agreste himself. Now that the cat is already out of the bag, it's only a matter of time before Marinette tells someone else, whether it's Adrian, her parents, or another of her closest friends. I think it's her parents.
Spots off.
Number 3, betraying Su-Han. Although Marinette didn't expect to become the new guardian after Master Fu's sudden retirement, she accepted the role with maturity and determination, throwing herself into the new responsibilities she found herself with. While she experienced some role strain at first, she balanced her duties as guardian, Ladybug, and Marinette with Alia's help, even after Su-Han arrived and allowed her to keep the Miracle Box under a probationary period. When he first arrived in Paris, he tracked Marinette to her home and demanded she return the Miracle Box to him as the Celestial Guardian. He also explained everything she had done wrong, her predecessors' broken rules, and how other guardians operated when choosing miraculous wielders. His complaints are sound, yet Marinette manages to convince him to trust her by the end of the episode. So he stays in Paris to keep watch from a distance, only stepping in when the situation becomes dire. After losing all the Miraculouses, Soo-han still trusts Marinette, placing his blind faith in her once she recovers them at the end of the 5th season. His wisdom and knowledge are among her greatest resources, and with his compliance, he can fill the mentor role that Master Fu left behind. However, we can't forget that Soo-han is still the Celestial Guardian. Should Ladybug ever find his rules or regulations unjust like she did in the 4th season, her disobedience could quickly become a betrayal.
Some Kwamis are missing.
When Master Fu gave me the box, he already lost Nuru, Dusu, and the Miraculous, the butterfly, and the peacock.
Number 4. Making a wish. As we all know by now, Gabriel wanted the Ladybug and Cat Miraculouses to unify them together and summon Gimmi, the Kwami of reality. Gimmi is a massive entity with the ability to change the universe as we know it, and they're required to grant a human's wish whenever they're summoned, so long as the human has something of equal value to exchange. In Gabriel's case, he uses his wish to trade his life for Natalie's, which allows him to reunite with Emily like he always wanted and heals Natalie of her fatal condition, ensuring Adrian has a trustworthy maternal figure moving forward. While it was never ideal for Gabriel to make a wish that changed the universe, it still happened, and fortunately, his wish only impacted the future and didn't change the past. However, Marinette witnessed the entire thing, from when Gabriel summoned Gimmi to when he disappeared with Emily, lost forever. She knows how powerful the Kwami of reality is, and with one half of them already, it wouldn't be hard for her to obtain the Cat Miraculous and make a wish herself. Adrian trusts her as Marinette and Ladybug, so Marinette has the means to make a deal with Gimmi if necessary, even though she knows doing so can come with a heavy price. I can only imagine Marinette taking such a risk if absolutely necessary, like to save Adrian's life or defeat the Butterfly Miraculous wielder. Number 5. Altering time. One of the most significant rules all wielders know by association is to respect the natural flow of time. Bunnix is a hero who deserves praise and recognition for all the hard work she does. She often spends long periods away from home to watch over the timeline, ensuring no anomalies or branching timelines occur. She single-handedly saved Marinette from a doomed timeline in Miraculous World London, working together to fix a mistake in the past that would render their universe obsolete forever. There's a moment in the special when Marinette considers returning to the past and telling the world the truth about Monarch, but Bunnix convinces her to let history play out naturally. While it makes sense for Marinette to feel restless and guilty about her decision to lie to the entire world, Bunnix reminds her that whichever decision she made would have had its share of good and bad moments. Moments she would need to weather regardless of what came after. It's fantastic advice, but it doesn't change how much pressure Marinette is under. While she may not become akumatized like the rest of the cast, she does tend to make bad choices when her stress starts to boil over. And summoning Bunnix for access to the burrow might be her next mistake.
Why are they all black? It's like we're at the movies and the film has ended. There's nothing more to see.
It's no secret that being a leader requires making tough decisions at the drop of a hat. And Marinette has been making them since she received the Ladybug Miraculous. She's a natural team leader, and her friends look to her for guidance above all else, making her rule-breaking more shocking than most. It's hard to imagine the leading hero of Miraculous Ladybug betraying her superiors, making a world-altering wish, or risking a Miraculous to an inexperienced wielder. However, the 6th season already has higher stakes than ever, and desperate times always call for desperate measures.
And someone who knows who I really am!
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. Subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to stay updated on our uploads.
We may not be able to find them, but there must be a way to stop them from finding me.